Welcome to FCC Supporter Square, the show for fans, by fans, and about fans. Here's your host, Mark Suffin and Matt Warman. Record.
Hey, everybody. This is your friendly podcaster for FCC Supporter Square. I am so happy you're here listening or watching or whatever form of voyeurism that you like to do during the week to get through the week. That's what I'm here for, is to have you get through the week with FCC fun stuff, not Laurel Fowler, not this, not that. We're all about the fans today, right? So I have fortunate to have not one but two guests today, Christa and Rusty Thomas. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
There we go. See, they're so talkative. You would not believe that we actually talk to one another pre-match. As you can tell, that Rusty is a Bailey bastard, aka the Brigade, for those who are not old enough to know or know better. Originally, the Brigade was the Bailey Bastards when we were there, and we could probably talk about that a little bit. But first, let's talk about the couple of matches that we had. We played Monterey in about, I guess, an hour from this recording. They'll be starting to play. It had to be Brandon. It had to be Brandon. It had to be. Why did it have to be Brandon? Rusty, tell me, why did it have to be Brandon?
Go for it.
I mean, who else was it going to be? He knew our weaknesses. So
yeah, hit it right at Celentano. He will never catch that.
Well, the truth is, it was a breakdown on the left, and Vasquez makes the move he always makes and got the space and got the shot off. I think Celentano probably should have had a better angle and made a better play on it, but it is what it is.
You sound like you know soccer.
Yeah, it's weird.
So yeah, it was a 1-0, but honestly, most of the match, I thought, and Christa, you can join in on this, but I thought most of the match, FC Cincinnati pretty much dominated. It was a great game, by the way. It's why we wanted to be in the MLS, because that was a really good team that brought the best out of our team. I know it's early in the season and the result wasn't the way we wanted it, but overall, that was a great game to watch, except for not putting anything in. So, Christa, what did you think of the game, and how many goals should we have scored?
Oh, I think we should have scored at least 3, to be honest.
I think that's right. I mean, I'm trying to remember which game that we watched that wide open shots were missed, because that dovetailed right into Sunday, where quit leaving Boop open, because he seems to miss. He missed 2 headers and a shot across the bow in the DC game. What did you think of the DC game, Rusty? How did you think the officiating was?
It was the worst officiating we've had since we've had the Scabs. It started out, it looked like the center was kind of scared to make a call on what was going on, and then he decided he was going to be the star of the show. Having said that, though, I was extremely, I'm going to say, disappointed with how we played. I felt like there were points left on the field. We should have scored. We should have been in better possession, better positions. We just didn't get there. It was kind of one of those frustrating games where you walk away with a point and you're like, we lost, even though we still got the point on the board. So
we clearly have a very strong defense. I think midfield still needs to do some work and possess the ball. I think they were frustrated, particularly in the second half, where it was the kick and run brand of soccer that we don't normally do. It seemed like they would get it just out of the defensive third and then hit a long ball into an open space and have somebody run into it and hopefully cross, and maybe something would happen. That's not our style, I don't think.
No.
It was my first time this year in the Bailey. I had several offers. Thank you, Dustin, for the offer. Thank you, Pat, for the ticket. And thank you, Vanguard, specifically Tom Beaversdorf, for hosting me down on the first row. I was right there, like behind the net, right on the corner, right where the ball left over the touch line where nobody could see it, except for the fans 10 feet away, like myself, going, oh no, he reached all the way back and pulled that thing all the way. It wasn't close. It wasn't even close. He wasn't even like going to do it. He saw the ball roll out and kind of went, let's see what happens. And the ref said, yeah, it's yours. I couldn't believe it.
The VAR on our side on the left side was not good. I don't think he could see past the goal. I don't think he could see where that ball was. I don't think he made that call. He left it to the center, and as a referee, if you don't know the call, you call it a goal kick or to make that play. And forever, he just went with it. I don't know.
I think I'm becoming a fan. And Christa, what do you think about this? Having kind of like a football style challenge where you can have a VAR to check if it's over the touch line. So like if Noonan wanted to challenge that goal kick, he just throws his red flag or yellow card or whatever they're going to give him, wave a little wand and just go VAR that, just that, is it over the line? And that shouldn't take more than 30 seconds. You don't need the ref to look at it. You have somebody upstairs go, yep, it's over the line, or nope, and then they move on with the game. What do you think about that? Is that too Americanized for your soccer taste?
I don't know. I mean, I do think we should use VAR a little bit more, but also I don't want to slow down the game and be reviewing everything.
I think only touch lines, only goal kicks, just, very limited. I really do agree with you, but that was clearly even if we had a good assistant ref, I don't think he could see that play because it was literally behind the net. You can't see it. He's not on that side. And we don't have assistant referees running on both sides of the pitch, which is probably the way you fix this, because if there was a ref on the other side, he would have clearly have seen it. But it is what it is. So
yeah, good point.
So Sunday was disappointing because, like Thursday, I thought we had a lot of opportunities. It seems to me from a soccer perspective that there's really one way that most people are playing us, which is, or two very important things. One, be very physical with us. We don't like being physical, and the refs don't seem to want to call it. And two, packing as many people behind the midfield as possible as to try to make us break them down. Do you think that's a fair assessment of what you've seen so far, Rusty?
I think part of it is, when you can't play with somebody, whether it be technically or at the speed of play, the only thing left you can do is be physical with that team. And I think defensively, we are strong enough that it takes a lot to break us down and back. And so they come with a physical, hoping they can outmuscle us in positions on the field to create those gaps. And, honestly, without I'm going to say the pro refs, the regular refs being there, I think you do have a difference in calling and a lack in consistency of those called. That's part of it. The other part of it is we have not shown that we are able to have a cohesive attack yet. And whether it's, Bupenza or Santos or Baird or whoever else they throw up there. I personally want to see Dado up there a little bit. I think it's hard to do anything when there's not an attack going forward. You're constantly putting the back of your midfield and your defense under pressure. Having said that, though, I do want to say I owe Malik Pinto an apology. I was scared to death when he came on the pitch for Obi, and he played really well. So I got to give him credit for that one. I thought he held his own, which was encouraging.
Yeah, I didn't think that they really had any serious challenges. I know that it's a bad game when Celentano is the man of the match. Sometimes that's okay if it's a 1-0 and he makes a fantastic save the 3 points, but that was the only man of the match that you could pick because nobody else was doing anything to differentiate themselves from the crowd. So now we go into tonight's matchup. Christa, do you think, given what you saw on Thursday, that FC Cincinnati has got a chance, and are they going to take that chance, given that they also have to fly to Boston like right after the game?
So I'm super worried. I was worried last week on Thursday because that Monterey team is so strong. I was worried about Brandon Vasquez. I was super impressed with how our defense held. It was just an unlucky thing that happened to Roman. I'm hoping that these couple days of practice ahead of this game, that it's given more time for our midfield to kind of gel and for like that, that front line and that attack to kind of help. So I'm really hopeful, but I'm super worried about Monterey and Brandon, and I'm worried about that home field advantage that they might have there.
It is a glorious stadium. I have to say that is, I mean, the location and where they put it, and 47,000 fans, and they seem to go nuts like we do, except for there's twice as many. I would imagine it's going to be packed. It's going to be a tough fight, but we only need one. If the defense can hold up and we somehow get one, it goes to PKs. If we get two, then who knows? We've got the winner of Miami and Nashville, or is that over already? I haven't been paying attention.
Miami won.
So yeah, so we get the Messi parade. The winner gets the Messi parade. So part of me goes, I don't want us to lose ever, but if we do lose tonight, I'm not going to be sad for two reasons. One, I don't have to deal with the Messi parade. I don't like it. I saw them play in Miami and really what their fan base is really about. And I think we could use the rest going forward. If Miami wants to try to win that, because they're going to be tired by September. I'm not worried about Miami as a killer unit in September. They are going to be a killer unit now through April and maybe into May, unless they get it. Unless they change the rules, which is what I've heard, is that they might change the rules, and now you can have as many Messi friends only for Miami, though.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, of course, like I want to win everything we possibly can, and I understand, like, this is a tournament and championships and stuff, but like part of me just really wants to just worry about the MLS season specifically and get points, for that, and 3 points every game, and nobody get hurt, and keep moving forward in the MLS season. And I mean, whatever happens in the tournaments happens in the tournaments.
So Rusty, if you could only pick one cup for this year, Championships Cup, Leagues Cup, or MLS Cup, which would you pick and why?
Oh, MLS Cup, hands down. I could care less about Leagues Cup. I could care less about CONCACAF Champions Cup. I could care less about the U.S. Open Cup. I want to stick it to Columbus and Nashville. The only way we get them off our backs is by winning MLS Cup and getting a star above the crest. And I want to do that. I just want to give them the finger and walk away.
And I know which finger you're talking about.
I am Irish.
We try to keep it. I'll let the guests do what they want, but I try to keep it clean on this. There's some kids listening to this. So that kind of transitions into how you two became soccer fans, FCC fans, and Brigade fans, because for the last few years you've been a fixture at Nellie's and now Sam Adams. It is always a joy to see both you and Christa. It's always fun. We always seem, one or both of us are laughing at at each other or what's just going on. We always seem to have the best time together. So how did you get involved in FC Cincinnati, and how did you get involved with the Brigade?
You can go for it.
Okay, so in 2016, the inaugural USL year, we were hearing about like FC Cincinnati, and I should start by saying that I've been like a soccer mom. Our oldest is going to be 24. She started playing soccer when she was 5. And so like, we're like a soccer family. And so it's 2016. It's April of 2016, and we're hearing, we've been hearing about FC Cincinnati, and I'm looking at information on FC Cincinnati, and I see that they have a home game on April 16th, 2016, which happened to be my 40th birthday. And so I looked at Rusty and I said, I want to do this. I want to go to this with our kids for my 40th. And we've been hooked ever since.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a long time. And now you've given up your age, which I wasn't thinking you were going to do that. You don't even look like you should be 40, let alone 40, 41, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not doing math on this show. I don't get paid for math on this show. I only get paid for the jokes. And that's why I'm not getting paid. So after the first season, how did you guys get into that? Were you guys get into the Bailey? How did you?
No, somebody wouldn't let me get into the Bailey. I tried to get in the Bailey, but someone named my wife wouldn't let me.
The one who just turned 40
for her 8th time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not in trouble. You are.
I'm used to it, right? The next year we got season tickets. We were actually up in the 200 sections of Nippert somewhere. And there were games where we were the only people up there at that time.
I remember that you probably had a really good suntan by like early June.
And windburn, you name it, we had it.
Yeah.
A couple things happened, but we wound up. I actually joined the Brigade for myself the first year. Online, for a long story as to how it happened. I won't get into all that, but we wound up showing up, and it fit. We had looked at some of the others that we were like, yeah, and the Brigade fit for us, and we went from there. So first person I met was Matt Imholt and Jenny Meyer, and they kind of talked us in from that point, and we've been with it ever since. So
I love Matt Imholt, but he's a Liverpool fan, so I can't. I can't. I just can't. He's a lovely guy, but everybody has a flaw. That's his.
The one thing I will say, like, if you're looking to join a supporter group, check them all out and find the one that works for you, that matches your personality and what you like to do. I think each supporter group has their own positives and negatives, and ours was the Brigade. That's where we fit in, and so have a great time ever since.
So Christa, I hear that both you and Rusty have some Irish background. That Rusty likes some Irish soccer teams. Are you also a big Irish football club supporter as well?
No, I have no.
That's a fair question. So does Rusty yell at the TV a lot? And then you said, I can't do that.
Rusty yells at the TV a lot for every sport. And honestly, like some sports, I have to watch the event in a different room than him. Most of the FC Cincinnati games, the away games, we will watch together. But I get annoyed at his color commentary or his overreaction. And so sometimes it's kind of hard to watch games on TV with him because I love him, but he's annoying.
I am shocked that Rusty would overreact to anything. As long as I've known him, he's always been calm and even keeled, never makes a joke, sees it seriously but calmly. Oh, wait, that's not him at all. I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking of somebody else. Yeah, you're kind of a fiery. It seems like you have a lot of Irish in you. I would say some of the Irish quote stereotypes you kind of pull out.
I am the leprechaun. Yeah, no, I just get competitive. I mean, it is what it is, you know.
It's always a lot of
Especially
fun.
with
So
soccer, yeah.
so did I hear that you were from Michigan originally, or is that where you started soccer, or was that Christa, or did I just make that up?
You just made that up completely.
Kids play soccer. Did they play say? Did they play select?
Our kids, well, started playing what select say. They went on and played select, then went on and played in college. So she's kind of ran the gamut. My son, not into it at all.
So college. So did she have aspirations of making the women's team? Did she try out, or was college just about as far as she went?
There were a lot of things that happened. College was as far as she went playing wise. She's still playing in adult leagues and stuff like that around the city. Um, but there was a lot that kind of happened there. You know, college is not exactly a clean place to recruit in games and all that stuff. She was recruited by a coach and got to the school, and the coach was head left and went to another school and didn't tell anybody, and just a whole bunch of things happened along the way. So
Sounds like every college sport everywhere. You just not as high profile.
Pretty much.
So what is it about the brigade and yours truly that endears you to keep showing up? Oh, that's good. Be quiet.
All right, who are you talking? Go ahead.
I mean, I just think, we've just met some really good people, you know, and it's fun to see it's fun to see those people, like, you know, every few weeks in the same place, and you have this like common interest. And I know there's some really great people in all the supporter groups. You know, like my daughter and I actually met Chris Marshall of Norden a few years ago when we followed FC Cincinnati out to in 2019 out to Colorado. You know, we went there to watch FC Cincinnati. But my daughter also was a goalkeeper, and you know, she thought Tim Howard was the greatest of all time. And so, you know, we went out there so she could see him play his last year, and we met Chris Marshall. And, you know, we've met some, you know, other, you know, people in different, you know, groups. Like this past year when we kind of got, when TAFs closed, and, you know, we all went to Holiday and, you know, met some cool people there associated with Fifth Line. But I don't know, like, you know, we just have all these, you know, great friends that we've established in the brigade, and we've had friends that are FC Cincinnati fans that have joined the brigade because we're in the brigade. Our daughters joined the brigade, her boyfriend joined the brigade, and so it's just a good, you know, it's just a good group that we keep coming back to, and looking forward to, you know, seeing all these people every week, and, you know, getting to, you know, enjoy the beautiful game, you know, with them at a beautiful stadium. So
Rusty, what is the best part besides JMO? What is the best part of pre-gaming with the brigade?
What is the best part of pre-gaming with the brigade besides laughing at Matt Warman the entire time?
Yeah, I deserve most of that.
No, you know what? The atmosphere is wonderful. The chanting that goes into it, we're all there for the same reasons. We're there to sport and have some fun, and we do so. And I think it's, you know, you miss it when it's not there. There's 3 months of the off season we had this year. We're kind of terrible because you're sitting there going, okay, what are we doing Saturday? Well, there's no game. So it's just the camaraderie and the fanfare that goes along with it. It kind of leads up to the game and builds the excitement more than if you weren't there. So
fans, you don't have to be a supporter, and you don't have to be a supporter of the Brigade to come to Sam Adams. As a matter of fact, we have non-brigaders at Sam Adams, but any pregame, I think, is very important to kind of get into that. What Rusty said is the camaraderie, the common goal, because we're all our family. We're a very strange, weird family in FC Cincinnati, and we have a lot of cross-pollination. As I said, Dustin, he's a brigader, but he's really a fifth liner. That's where his heart is. But he also likes to hang with us. He likes to go. He was at last year's march, which, by the way, this Saturday is the St. Patrick's Day March, the city of Cincinnati. We represent, as the Brigade, FC Cincinnati, but you don't have to be a brigader. If you like to chant, if you like to march, if you like to drink beer, if you like to drink JMO, I know, see right now, Rusty wants to march right now. I've just checked all of his boxes off and he is ready to march. I know he will be there. And you can be there too. I think it starts at noon, but we kind of gather around 10:30. There are instructions. They're floating out there in the internet. If not, hit us up at fcc.supp.square@gmail, and I can give you more details. We would love to have you out there waving flags, chanting, and being a little Irish for the day. So, Rusty, are you Irish at all?
Absolutely. The only one more Irish than me in the Irish American world is probably Conan O'Brien. So I've got it on both sides, 90-some%. So yeah, absolutely.
Again, you don't have to be as Irish as Rusty or Christa, for that matter. She's tall and blonde.
I'm actually not Irish.
That's what I was going to say. You're tall and blonde. You don't look very Irish to me. But,
no, I have a lot of German and Dutch and French.
And so the Brigade is always the right choice. And see, it doesn't matter what nationality, the Brigade is always the right choice. This is not a sales pitch, ladies and gentlemen, for the Brigade. It's just that I wanted some Brigaders before St. Patrick's Day to kind of give you that kind of like, how you have you listen before match day to your favorite podcast to kind of get involved in the game. This is like your motivational speech. Rusty, I need you to give them a motivational speech as to why they should show up for the march on Saturday for St. Patrick's Day.
Lots of men in kilts, lots of men showing legs, lots of JMO flowing, chanting like crazy, almost as bad as game day. Matt Orman trying to walk backwards up a hill. It can't get any better than that.
I do it for a mile. I walk backwards for a mile. I actually have to do some training. I might have to do some training tomorrow in the rain to make sure I can get this thing done. That's just me though. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a lot of fun. Is there anything that you would like to say before we go, Rusty, about me, about how I treat you? This is your chance for cheap shots, comments, concerns, criticisms. Go ahead.
I would never criticize Matt Warman.
Oh,
he is the lost older brother I never had.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'll send you the checks in the mail. Christa, do you have any final words or any thoughts of motivational for marching this Saturday in the St. Patrick's Day Parade?
No, thanks for inviting us and having us on and letting us chat. And I'm looking forward to Saturday. We'll be there. Rusty and I are both be there. I think our son that isn't interested in a lick of soccer, but is also very Irish, apparently. He's 14. He's going to be marching in the parade with us on Saturday. He was there last year. I think our daughter's planning on joining us. It's good family fun. I remember last year, I think Brian Newton and his cute little girls were out there having a good time waving at people. And I mean, it's exciting, and you do feel a sense of community, and you're waving and smiling and chanting. Oh,
And me with my cape walking backwards for a mile. That's the only thing you really need to. That's the sight to behold. That is a guy of my size doing what I'm doing is not supposed to be physically possible. Yet somehow I manage. I don't know. I get really amped up for these kinds of things, and I really enjoy that. One other note before we go. This is a note, obviously, for the Brigaders. We lost a friend of ours a few years ago, Kyle. We typically celebrate his life. He is buried not far from my house, literally across the street. So people who are friends or know of Kyle or want to pay respects, my house will be open. There will be Jameson, there will be Guinness, there will be fun and stories and other things to make sure that we always pay respects to our good friends that we've lost. So this is that's for Kyle. I just thought, I don't want to leave on a downer note, but it is something else that we do, and we try to do that on St. Patrick's Day proper, which is this year is on the Sunday. It's also the game coming up. So one last thing. What's the score line for the Revolution game, Christa?
I hope 2-0, because is Caleb Porter the coach there? Am I mistaken?
You are
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah. Like I hope we stick it to New England and Caleb Porter 2-0. Please, to sweet baby Jesus and the golden soccer ball.
I love that prayer. Rusty, what's your score line?
Well, does the tee box that they throw out of the fan section at New England now, does it like roll on its side and depend on what dice number comes up?
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. I think it's a game of craps.
Right. It's just a big die they painted brown and put a logo on.
So yeah, they throw in a box that doesn't look like a tee box into the water, but there isn't any water. So it's really just a guy working at UPS.
They could have at least gotten a kiddie pool and put water in it, I don't know. Conservative, I'm going to say 1-0 us. I just don't have faith in the offense yet. It's not there.
I hope Corey Baird gets one. He's this close. Corey Baird, he's this close.
I feel like a combination of Caleb Porter ball, anger. I don't know if they're going to win tonight. They're going to be a little tired. They're not going to be thinking so much, which is what I want them to do. I think it's going to be 3-0. I really do. I think all the ones that we've missed, they're all going to go in on Sunday. One game this is going to happen. I think Sunday's the game. So
Well, start sacrificing your chickens to the soccer gods.
The golden balls, I think, is what your wife said.
Golden ball. Well, we keep that for the bedroom.
Oh, let's keep this family friendly. Well, anyhow, that's all we have today. Thank you, Rusty. Thank you, Christa. Again, if you guys want to go to March and be chanting with these knuckleheads and Christa, who is not a knucklehead, please hit us up. Let us know you're coming, and we'll see you Saturday. Otherwise, I'll talk to you next week on another episode of FCC Supporter Square.